this week, Professor Dom showed a deep half position, right? Where you get here, then you control the collar, then you can go to the waiter's sweep, right? Like by bringing the opponent towards the mat and passing the leg to the other side and start attacking the back. It's a great position, okay? Very effective, very good. But sometimes your opponent underhook your arm here, okay? Like right when you try to grab his leg, so he's gonna underhook your arm like this, okay? And a lot of times, like when we here, the opponent underhook the arm, and then you got like you lost and you can escape, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I like to do here to escape from this situation, okay? So every time you're playing the deep half, your opponent will try to underhook your arm, okay? Of course, like before, like when I start getting the deep half, it's good to hide my hand like this, right? I like to hide my arm like that, or like right away, like put my arm under my body like this. But sometimes, right at the moment you reach the position, your opponent will get here, okay? So what I like to do here, I like to control his gi, but I don't put my thumb inside, okay? I grab the material here, okay? So of course, like my opponent will not allow me to pass my hand to this side, okay? He doesn't want to me like to pass my hand like this, right? He's gonna put the head on the floor maybe, and sometimes he's gonna start like extend your arm and try to get the arm bar here, okay? So you're gonna control the material here, okay? Right on top of his neck, behind his back, and then you're gonna close your elbow, okay? So I like to close my elbow like this. So I bring my elbow towards me. So he's gonna keep trying to extend my arm. Try to extend my arm. Put your head on the floor, like this. You see, like it's a little bit harder for you to extend my arm. And sometimes people like try to link the arm out. And that's when you extend your arm. That's when you start like going for the arm bar here. Okay. So at the moment you get here, like you control like this. So now what I do, I like to press my opponent towards the ceiling, right? So I'm gonna press it. And when I press with my arms, by controlling the collar here, right, the gi, and also with this hand here, I can control the belt. If you're already controlling the lapel here, it's okay. You can work with the lapel as well, but you can grab the belt. If he doesn't have the belt, you're gonna control right on his pants right here, okay, like this. So you find a material where you can push, okay. And then you can elevate your opponent, okay? And at the same time that I'm pressing him, I'm bringing my knees to my chest, okay? So when I get here, I go like this, okay? And then I put my shin inside, again. Okay, so I'm here, and he's like underhooking my arm. I control, then I press, bringing both knees to my chest, and then I'll have my right shin as a frame under his leg, like this, you see? And once I do that, now I'm gonna start getting a space to take my arm out, because your opponent will try to go for arm bar here, for example, right? But at the moment he's trying to go for the arm bar, you're gonna start extending his leg towards this side. He needs to pose the hand on the floor, okay? Now I'm gonna start getting the position. So now you can work on the position that Professor Dom showed. Okay, so you can pass the leg, you can go back this way, pass the leg, and then I start attacking the back. Okay, just like he showed. All right, and of course, to be able to do that, you need to control the lapel first. Okay, okay. I'll show you two different scenarios here. The first one is this. So you get the underhook, okay? Immediately I go with my hand here, okay, and then I grab the material, okay? I don't like the thumb inside because my thumb can get stuck. Okay, I always keep my thumb outside, like this. Okay? So try to extend my arm. So he's trying to extend your arm and keep your arms closed. And then you're gonna press and bring both knees to your chest. So I'm pressing, but at the same time, look, I'm bringing him this way. You see? Over my head. Notice that my head is right here, right? I can see the ceiling. So when I press him, I want to bring him like that way, like this. So I got this space to put my shin in, then I start extending, then I grab. So once I get here, look, my hand goes behind his leg, passing the leg over, then I start working to attack his back, okay? Or if you prefer, you can just go here, you extend, and then you start going to like the X guard sweep, right? Come up sweep, and then start passing the guard, okay? You understand this? Yeah? Have any question? Yes. I'll do 2 angles here right now, okay? So he's grabbing here. Control. Try to extend my arms and go. But just keep here. See, I need to bend my arm here, okay? And I press and bring my knees up. To do the technique that Dom's showed on Wednesday, if you keep your shin here, probably your opponent will be really far from you. So take the shin out and then pass so you can be on the proper position here to start attacking his back. Okay? Okay, angle. Okay. From here, he underhooked my arm. If he doesn't have the belt, I grab the pin, okay? Now I go. Let's start that. Okay? Or you can come up if you want. The other situation is this one here, look. Here. It's when your opponent underhook your arm, and then he sprawl. Like he bring the leg down like this. Okay, now look, because his leg and his hip is on the floor, it's really hard for me to press him up. Okay, but the good thing of this, it's hard for him to extend my arm. Okay, so sometimes I'm gonna put the head on the floor, like this, to try to get the arm bar here to bother you here. Okay, and this arm bar here, you can resist more, right? You have more time to resist than the regular arm bar. Okay. Of course, if I keep my hand like this, he's gonna snap my arm really bad, right? Because there's space between my arm and his chest, okay? But when I'm like this, his chest is already touching my arm, so I pretty much like can resist more, okay? On this one here, when he extended the leg like this, and I feel like, can you sit up? Just put your view here so I can see them when I talk. Yeah, it's right here, okay. So extend your leg. Okay. So when I'm here, it's hard for me to press, you see? So what I do now, I control the same way here, okay? Just so he doesn't extend my arm really fast, okay? And now, with this hand, I grab the knee here, right outside of his knee, okay? So now what I'm gonna do, I will turn facing towards the arm, okay? And then I'll bring Andy as much as I can over my head. Like this. And then I start going underneath of him. So I want to like duck under his leg. Okay? So the deep half works for the person on bottom. When the person on bottom, like in this case, myself here, right, bring the person up. So it doesn't work really well for me if you start going down. Go down and like if his hips is close to my hip, it's really hard for me to play deep half. So I always need to bring his hips over my shoulder, okay? So now when I'm here, okay, you underhook and extend the leg, like this. So I grab here. Now what I do, I'm gonna turn towards Andy, and I need to limp my arm out, like kind of like leave my arm a little bit numb. I cannot like be with my muscles like really strong, right? Contracting my muscles here, I can't. I need to relax my arm, okay? So I'm gonna bring him up and I'll bring him over my right shoulder here. So I go really slow, look. I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna bring him up like this. Okay? Go back and notice that you see this part of my arm, like the top part of my arm will be like right under his butt as a chair for him. Like this. I'll make like a wall behind his butt. and then I start passing underneath of him. Okay. So I'm here, he extend the leg, so I grab, and then I go like this. Okay. Oh, he can go for like a reverse half guard. Yes. When I do that, right? So the underhook, I start doing this, go reverse. Then I need to start working on my frames. It's way better than being like with the opponent underhooking you, right? So once he's here, now you can start working on the position too. Right? So you got the frame, so now you start working to attack him from here. Okay? But don't let your opponent be on top of your armpit like this, because then you have no counter attack and he's gonna be really strong. And also, don't let him hug your head. Okay? Right here. So he can put a lot of pressure on you. Okay? But those are the techniques that I wanna show you here. Okay? So first one, I underhook, he underhook my arm, and let's say he didn't extend the leg, I go 1, 2, 3. Now I'm here. If I want to go to the back, take the frame out first, pass his leg over, and then start attack. Okay? Second one, he underhook my arm and extend his leg. No, I can press him, put more weight here. Exactly, like this. Okay? So I need to turn this way. Sometimes our arm, we got a little stuck here. Let's say I'm gonna bring him here, keep the arm there. Oh, he's still like getting my arm here. He's still getting my arm here, right? So what I do this. I grab with this hand here, like this. And then I start, I use my hand to push his arm out, okay? Because sometimes he's gonna be really strong, okay? And you're gonna have no problem by keep holding. Yeah. You have no problem by putting this hand inside to clean your arm out. Okay? Then you can go away, whatever you want to do. Okay, but that situation is a situation that's really tough for the personal body. It's a very tough position. Okay, it's not gonna be very simple, right? The key is to hide the arm, but a lot of times that happens. A lot of times, so you gotta be ready for that. Okay. When they underhook, usually they underhook your arm and they keep this leg here, so it's gonna be easy for you to press. Okay. Only when they feel like you have a good press, they're gonna start doing this, and that's when you pass under the leg. Okay. And then if your arm's still stuck, you go with your arm that's behind his leg to clean the underhook. Okay. Let's just try out, and then we're gonna roll. Okay. Any question? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's say that's a good question here. Like somebody asked me this question. I'm here, but he hugged my head. Like he hugged my head as well. Okay. On the way that I showed first, it was like just your opponent controlling your arm here. Okay. But sometimes he grabs your head as well. Okay, like this. So when he grabs the head, it's gonna be really hard to do the first one. Like bring him up. Okay, it's gonna be hard. But the second one is easy. You still can do the second one. So just make sure you go with your bicep and tricep under his butt. Okay? And then you start bringing him up. Because when you bring him up, then your head's gonna go out. Okay? So if you keep pushing down, like a lot of times people get here, they try to put this hand on his hip and try to press the opponent down. And if you do that, he's just gonna keep pressing up, and then he keep the pressure on you. Okay? So the best option here when he's hugging you, it's underhooking his leg, and then turn, and then bring him up to escape your head. And now you're in the same scenario as we were before. Okay? You still have an underhook, so now I can go with my hand inside and then keep ducking under and then standing up like that. Okay? So even on the side control, like when my opponent hugs my head, okay, like this, I don't like to push him against my legs, okay? I always bring him over my head, all right? So if I can frame underneath of him, or even use my hand underneath of him like this, okay? I always bring him over my head, hug my head again, and I just keep going down, go down. Back put your chest on my chest, and I just keep going down, and then I start like escaping. I just keep him over my head, okay? So, go down, Andy. Look, if Andy push me this way, okay? If Andy push me like this way, my arm is like an anchor underneath of him, like a hook, okay? So if you push that way, so the hook will be strong, okay? But if you push me over his head, you see there's nothing here to control, okay? So every time somebody's hugging your head, bring the person overhead, okay? Because that's the side the anchor is not gonna work, okay? Because his head is gonna be my grip, okay? His neck actually here, okay? And at the moment that he changed the angle and I'm going this way, I need to post my hand on the floor. That's when you start finding the space to recover the guard. So in the half guard is the same thing. So if I'm here, okay, and I'm hugging Andy's head, Andy do his best to bring me over. Exactly, look, I need to do this. See, then he's gonna start work this way. Okay? All right, just keep that in mind. Let's just repeat for 2 more minutes and then we're gonna roll, okay? Yes, Chad?
Can we see the normal version of the second one?
Normal, the first one? The first technique? Oh, the second technique? So when he underhooked my arm and on my head?
Yeah.
Okay. So like this?
Yes.
Okay. Notice that the second one is when he's sprawling, right? Sprawl? Yes. Okay, he's sprawling here. Right? I need to do my best to bring his hip and actually my shoulder under his hip. I need to go to my shoulder under his hip, you see? Because Jiu-Jitsu is all about connection, right? So if my shoulder is here, look, I'm gonna use a lot of strength only with my arm, okay? But if I put the opponent over my shoulder, like this, look, I do that little hop. So now he's over my shoulder. Now, I use way less effort right here to escape, okay? And now what I gotta do, I just need to keep like bring him up, using my shoulder, see my elbow here. And of course, I got here, I'm not gonna be hanging out like this because the kimura, right? So right away when he passes, I need to frame, okay? So just make sure like you shovel your shoulder under his hip so he can be here on you, okay? It's like, stand up and say, I'm grabbing Andy here, I'm trying to lift him like this. I use a lot of effort, but if I put my shoulder under, it's gonna be way easier for me to lift him. So it's the same. So when you're there, just go with your shoulder under and then bring him up, okay? All right, let's go, 1, 2, 3.